All right, let's dive into something pretty incredible today. We're looking at a groundbreaking proposal that could completely change how people travel in the Philippines. And it all starts with one single, really challenging road. This is the story of LeyteLink, a plan to connect two major cities with a fleet of self-driving cars. It's a bold vision for the future for sure, and the blueprint to make it happen is already here.
But that brings up the central question, right? The real puzzle at the heart of all this. I mean, it's one thing to get a RoboTaxi to cruise around a perfect grid-like city. It's a whole other ballgame to have it master a twisting, unpredictable provincial highway. So how exactly do you pull something like that off?
So, to really get it, you have to picture the journey itself. We're talking about the drive between Maasin City, the provincial capital, and Tacloban, the regional hub. It's a 167-kilometer trip. That's almost 3 hours on the Pan-Philippine Highway, a road that's famous for its winding, mountainous sections. It's a super important connection for people, but man, it is not an easy drive.
And that is exactly where this project, the LeyteLink autonomous RoboTaxi, comes into play. You see, this isn't just about a new way to get from point A to point B. It's a full-on proposal to make that vital connection safer, a lot smarter, and way more reliable for everybody.
So what's the game plan here? Well, it really boils down to three main goals. First, to give people on-demand transport anytime, 24/7. Second, and this one's a huge deal, to dramatically boost safety by using AI to handle those tricky roads, cutting down on accidents from human error, and third, to hit that perfect sweet spot on price.
And you can see that value proposition right here. A seat in a budget minivan might run you about 400 pesos. Hiring a private taxi? Whoa, you're looking at 3,000 pesos, maybe even more. LeyteLink is aiming right for that middle ground, around 1,200 pesos a seat, giving you a premium, super safe ride without that crazy premium price tag.
Okay, so we get the what and the why, but now let's get into the really cool part, the how. How in the world will these cars actually drive themselves? Well, that brings us to the incredible tech powering this whole thing, something called Level 4 autonomy.
So what does Level 4 autonomy actually mean? In simple terms, it means the car is in complete control. Under very specific conditions, like in this case, along that designated 167-kilometer route, it handles everything. Steering, braking, accelerating, all of it. You, the passenger, you just get to sit back and enjoy the ride. No human intervention needed.
Now, the secret sauce to making that happen is a concept called sensor fusion. Just think about how you and I see the world. We use our eyes, our ears, our sense of balance, all at the same time. The RoboTaxi does the exact same thing, just with technology. It blends together data from a whole bunch of high-tech sensors to create one single, super accurate picture of the world around it.
And this breaks down the specific senses it uses perfectly. It's got LiDAR and radar to cut right through the fog in the mountains near Sogod and build these incredibly detailed 3D maps. It uses thermal imaging to spot a person or an animal on the road in total darkness. And a dual 5G and Starlink hookup means it is never out of touch. Each piece of tech is there to solve a very specific, real-world challenge on this very route.
Now, this all sounds absolutely amazing, but it does raise a critical question, doesn't it? What happens in a situation the AI has just never seen before? You know, like a sudden unexpected roadblock or a confusing hand signal from a traffic cop. What's the backup plan when the computer just gets stumped?
The answer is a really clever system called Human in the Loop. Now, this isn't about someone in an office grabbing a virtual steering wheel. Think of it more like a partnership. The AI is the expert pilot, right? It's doing 99.9% of the work. But it has the ability to call a human co-pilot for high-level advice when it runs into something totally new.
And what's really key is that this support system will be based right there in Tacloban. These local fleet response agents will act almost like air traffic controllers for the cars. So if a car comes across some new construction in Padre Burgos, for example, an agent can give it what's called contextual guidance, like confirming it's safe to merge left without ever taking direct control. This actually leans into a skill the Philippines is already a world leader in, remote assistance.
But hey, even with the best tech and a human backup, let's be realistic. A project this ambitious is going to face some real hurdles on the ground. And to be credible, the plan has to own up to these real-world roadblocks and show exactly how LeyteLink is going to tackle them head-on.
And right here, you can see that foresight in action. The constant road widening projects, the system gets real-time updates directly from the road infrastructure. What about the region's famous heavy rainfall? Well, the cars have built-in sensor cleaning systems and a special rain mode. And the fact that there aren't specific driverless laws yet, The project plans to operate under existing 2026 guidelines. It's a clear map of problem meets solution.
So, with the technology figured out and the challenges addressed, how does this all actually get built? The proposal lays out a really clear 4-phase blueprint to take LeyteLink from just an idea on paper to an actual reality on the road.
Yeah, the road to deployment is super methodical. They're not just going to flip a switch. It starts with 3 months of intensively mapping every single centimeter of the route. That's followed by 2 months of testing in a closed, controlled environment. Then, a 6-month public pilot with a safety driver on board just for peace of mind. And only after all of that is proven to work will they move to a full driverless deployment, with the goal of launching in late 2026.
Of course, innovation on this scale requires some serious investment. The estimated cost for just the initial pilot fleet of 10 vehicles is 45 million pesos. That number really highlights the serious capital needed to get a program like this off the ground.
But the vision for LeyteLink is so much bigger than just this one route. As the proposal itself says, this whole thing is designed to be a proof of concept for rural-to-urban autonomous integration in Southeast Asia. It's not just about connecting Maasin and Tacloban, it's about creating a model that could work all across the region.
And that kind of leaves us with one final, really powerful question to think about. I mean, the winding, foggy, rain-soaked highways of Leyte are an incredibly tough environment for this technology. So if an autonomous vehicle can prove it can safely and reliably master these roads, what's to stop it from going just about anywhere?